Hello, Fat Grandma here. If this is your first time, my name is Paula. I have a very small eBay store. Did try selling on Poshmark and District, but not selling over there on either one of those platforms right now. If you have not been around, I live in Arizona and it gets very hot during the day. The room that I live in at my mother's house has no insulation. So yesterday it got up to over 90 degrees in here. I've got my air conditioner running nonstop, but it can't cool the room when there's no insulation. It cools down a little bit at night, but after being miserable all day, it's difficult to feel like doing anything. So I am recording with no lights on in this room. The only thing that's on is my second monitor so that there's some lighting, because if I don't have that open, you get this. So it'd be really, it's like Blair Witch. Anyway, so this video is going to be my solds for the last 15 days from June 9th through the 24th. So just over 2 weeks. And the first thing I wanted to do is let you guys know that I got my first affiliate deal with American Bubble Boy. So there will be a link down below. If you purchase anything from them through that link, I have opted not to be paid by them. What I've opted to do is get, you know, if there's anything, if anyone makes a purchase and anything goes in the kitty for me, I'll get money taken off of things when I order, like my bubble wrap or tape or whatever. So I'm going to do it that way. I don't want to get money from them. I just, getting some money off of my things that I need to buy, my supplies and things like that, is more helpful to me. So that's what I'm going to do. If you guys use the link below, I do get a little kickback, but it's not going to go in my pocket. It's going to go in boxes and around boxes and things like that. I have been buying their bubble wrap for over a year now, and I don't know how many of you saw the video. There was a couple who are resellers who did a video comparing a lot of the different bubble wrap companies and who was giving people what they're actually paying for, and American Bubble Boy was the #1 as far as the amount of bubble wrap that people were getting being close to accurate compared to the others. Some of them, it wasn't even close. People were not getting the number of feet they were supposed to be getting. So I don't know if any of those other companies have gotten their crap together and, you know, are doing what they're, you know, giving customers what they're paying for. But I've used American Bubble Boy bubble wrap. It's not the highest quality. I know there's other sellers out there that use a different brand. It's more expensive. It is, the weight that you can, the amount of weight you can put on the bubble wrap has something to do with it. But knock on wood, so far I have sent very expensive things, and as long as I wrap them good, this bubble wrap seems to be doing the job. So most of the items that I sell typically are breakables, and again, knock on wood, I've had no problems. So you know, I'm not guaranteeing anything, but I'm just saying I have 100% confidence in the bubble wrap that I buy from them. Their tape, there have been some issues with it not sticking to boxes all the time. Now, certain boxes it will stick really well. Other boxes, depending on the finish on the box, it doesn't stick so good. And so I've just made it a habit. You know, when you tape up the bottom of the box, I run the tape about halfway down the sides. And then when I tape up the top of the box, I run the tape over the label and tape the box shut, and then I run it down so that the tape meets up and overlaps with the other tape that's already on the box from the bottom, and it sticks to itself just fine. It does not come undone. I've had no problems, knock on wood. I'm doing a lot of wood knocking today. Anyway, so that's my little spiel about American Bubble Boy. What they are doing, they sent me a bag of coffee. And since I don't make coffee here, and I really don't drink anything with caffeine in it, I thought what I would do is offer it to one of my viewers. Now I got dark all of a sudden. It's Utica. Utica is the company that makes this blend, but they made it for American Bubble Boy, and it's a 16 ounce or 10 ounce. I can't remember how many ounces this is. 10-ounce bag of coffee, and it's ground already, so you don't have to deal with any of that. Anyway, what you'll have to do, and I'm going to wait about a week to pull the name. But if you want this bag of coffee for free, I will ship it to you. And I just need anybody that's interested or wants to try the coffee or wants to get the coffee to write coffee in all caps with an exclamation mark at the end. Coffee, you know, coffee. Anyway, put that in a comment down below. You don't have to write anything else unless you want to, but just make sure somewhere down there you put the word coffee all in all caps and with an exclamation mark at the end. And then in a week I will pull the name of someone, whoever, you know, if more than one person writes coffee down below, they have apps that you can use for YouTube videos and, you know, the comment section. So I can pull a name of a winner and then I will ship it to you. So, so we're doing that, and I might have something else in a couple weeks that I might send to a viewer. I don't know. I'm waiting to see. So anyway, on to the solds. Gonna try to do this quick. Again, it's gonna get hot in here, so I don't want to still be in here recording when it goes 90 degrees, you know. So we're gonna try. I hope my sound is okay. If it's not, I'm sorry. I've got my AC unit running, and I've got an oscillating fan standing in front of the AC unit to force the air further out into the room, and the fan is kind of noisy. So that's why my microphone is right in front of my face. Normally I don't do this. I normally keep the mic hidden, but I'm trying to do this so that you guys will be able to hear me and it will be clear and there won't be too much outside noise. So, you know, I'm sorry if it gets stupid. There's nothing really that I can do about it. I'm, you know, trying to deal with the heat here. So a couple more months of this and hopefully it'll be over with, and then I can go back to using my air conditioner and having it work during the day. I mean, it's working. It's just it can't cool this room because of the no insulation issue. So anyway, my sales are not in order, so I'm just going to read stuff. I'll give you a little info about it if I have it, and you know, if it was an offer from a customer or if I sent out an offer, I'll let you know that too. I'm going to say probably 80% of my sales were items that came out of the bedroom that were things that I did not have to pay for. So keep that in mind when we get to the totals for everything, when we get to my net. All of that is, you know, a lot of this stuff I did not pay anything for. Now, some of the stuff that sold was my stuff, and the lot that I got it from has already been paid for, so that may not have cost me anything. But, you know, just keep that in mind when we get down to the bottom and I give you guys all the numbers and stuff. And again, this is for 15 days of sales. First item, and I mentioned this in my recent Ride With Me video, was a 1960s wooden bed table with a removable tray and side pockets. It had a tilt-up feature, sold for $68, and shipping was $35.60. That's what the buyer paid. I spent more than that on the shipping. Thing was a nightmare. If you watched my Ride With Me, it was really long. I don't blame you if you didn't watch it or if you just skipped through. I put markers in there so that you guys could skip to stuff that you really, you know, if you were more interested in something else that I was talking about. So if you do watch that one, if you haven't watched it yet and you watch that one, I have timestamps in there so you can skip around. Let's see. Okay, so the next item I sold was an Anchor Hawking microwave bacon cooker rack, and this came out of my mother's stuff. Sold for $8.20 and shipping was $7.26. The next item I sold was a trivet, or a ceramic tile, 6-inch Caravella Portugal ship tile trivet, Madalena Lyria decorative hand painted. I butcher words. That's what I do. So Just, ignore that. Sold for $8.83. I sent an offer out on that, and shipping was $7.33. Next item I sold was a GC Naturals opalescent sachet pufferfish with ceramic. It was a fragrance holder. It wasn't a very big thing. It was like 6.5 inches long by 4.25 inches tall. Sold for $9.70, and shipping was $9.70 also. It's weird. That's the first time I think I've ever had it be the exact same amount. The next item I sold was 2 cloisonne multicolor floral pattern vases. They were 8 inches tall. I sold them with the stands, but one of the stands had been repaired. Anyway, those sold for $39, and it was $7.72 for shipping. Next item I sold, and this place is Arizona. So if you're not in Arizona, you may not have ever heard of this restaurant. Macayo's Mexican Food Senior Bob Margarita Sombrero Mug. Sold for $8.99 and $7.02 in shipping. Let's see, the next item I sold was a toy cast iron miniature sad flat iron with unique handle. It had a very unusual handle. You'll see the pictures up here of everything. Sold for $10.75, and shipping was $7.23, and I believe I sent an offer out on that. The next item I sold was a set of 4 wood frame rooster wall plaques. They were 5-inch square. Farmhouse Kitchen Country Decor is what I put on the listing. Those sold for $10, and shipping was $9.52. Don't remember where that went, but it must have been kind of far. Okay, the next item was a Seaside Treasures Barnegat, I'm saying it wrong, I know I am, Lighthouse, Long Beach Island, New Jersey, music box and light. It still worked. I got a whole bunch of these lighthouses at this yard sale, and I think I paid $1 a piece for them, and none of them worked. They all need batteries. This is the only one that worked. Anyway, it sold for $8, and shipping was $10.21. Next item I sold was a small mid-century red and black bud vase weed pot, 4 inches tall, not very big. Sold for $10, and shipping was $6.52. I'll tell you guys when I sell stuff that's my mom's or was her stuff, Okay, next item. Vintage hand-carved wood California quail, natural wood base, hand-painted. It was about 5.5 inches tall. I got an offer on this. $16.01, and shipping was $7.09. That lot's been paid for. I think it was paid for by the first sale. I bought a bunch of quail, and it had a couple roadrunners in there in the lot. I still got some listed, but that one was really cute and very natural looking, Okay, the next item, this came from my mom's stuff. Star Shower Slideshow Outdoor LED Light Display with 12 slides, Halloween and more. Had Halloween, Christmas, there was a ton well, not a ton, 12 slides, different holidays. Anyway, and it was used, but it still worked. Sold for $10, and it was $11 for the shipping. Next item I sold, this was mine. A miniature pewter miner with a pan and lantern on pyrite stone, fool's gold, 1.8 ounces. It was 1.5 inches tall, really small. Anyway, sold for $11.04 and $6.62 in shipping. I got that in a lot, I don't even know, way over a year ago. I never listed it. I found it while I was going through some stuff, and I was like, I should probably list this, and I'm glad I did, because I think it sold in like less than a month, or maybe about a month, and I already made my money on that lot, so it's an extra $11, Anyway, okay, next item was a lot of 16 Hot Wheels, came from my mom's stuff, vintage 90s, and it was 30s, 40s, and 50s style automobiles, so all the oldies kind of cars. Anyway, there were 16 of them, sold for $17.34, and shipping was $9.70, and I believe I sent out an offer on that. At this point, I'm just trying to get rid of the Hot Wheels. I'm done. I'm over Hot Wheels right now. That giant shipment was enough. And then there was another big shipment, but the one was just insane how many cars those people bought. Let's see. The next item I sold was a Danbury Mint 1931 Campbell's soup delivery truck. Had a certificate of authenticity with it. This was something from my mother's. Had the original packaging, all of it. Like, she never took it out and displayed it. Anyway, it sold for $40, and shipping was $9.52. So the Danbury Mint stuff doesn't really sell for a lot, but some things will do better, you know. Okay, this next item also came from the back bedroom. It was with all of her Phoenix Suns collectible stuff. It was a Phoenix Suns 92-93 Western Conference Champions Gold Dial Soap collectible package. And you'll see the picture up here. It was, I think, 5 bars of soap, but the packaging is what had the stuff on it, you know. It was supposedly the official soap for the Phoenix Suns, whatever that means. Anyway, that package of soap sold for $25, and shipping was $7.31. I've got 2 more packages of it, so it's just going to sit there until somebody finds it. The next item I sold, I shouldn't have bought these. I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't realize how heavy they were going to be. Was a 3-piece Party Light Ivy Garden, 1 jumbo and 2 votive candle holders. They had a frosted glass insert. I bid on them, not realizing that they were like cast iron, so super heavy. And so they sold for $13.59, and shipping was $12.35. I had them on sale. Next item I sold, got this at a yard sale, was a vintage blue and white donut-shaped teapot made in China. Sold for $15.29, and shipping was $9.52. I just got an email. I need to close my email when I'm doing this so I don't get distracted. Okay, next item I sold was a blue and white ceramic floral wall pocket vase made in China. Was almost 10 inches tall and about 4 inches wide. Sold for $15.29, and shipping was $9.52. Also got that at a yard sale. Same yard sale. And I think I paid a couple dollars for each one. So totally, I made a nice profit, you know. Not huge, but still did okay on both of those. The next item was a Department 56, the original Snow Village Coca-Cola delivery truck. And this thing was mint. It never got used. Was never taken out of the box to do anything, nothing. Sold for $12.74, and shipping was $7.33. Coca-Cola stuff just does not do great unless it's really old and it's like advertising material, like a sign or one of the old refrigerated things that they used to have in like the dime stores, and you know, where you could go in and get a Coke and you'd open the lid and pull the bottle out, you know, that kind of stuff. Those things can sell for big money, but Coca-Cola bottles, you know, little collectible items, there's just so much of it out there. They just do not sell for hardly anything. Don't buy Coca-Cola. I made the mistake. I think I mentioned it before. I bought a lot of Coca-Cola stuff that was really cool stuff. You know, if I was a collector of that kind of stuff, I would have been happy with it, but not to resell. It took forever to get rid of everything. I had to lot it up. I think I broke even on it when I sold it, you know, and I put extra stuff in there, so other Coca-Cola stuff that I had found. Anyway, moving on. Next item I sold was an M&M dispenser. It was a military vehicle Jeep M&M dispenser. All of these are brand new, still in the box, never been used. Anyway, sold for $29.74. Shipping was $9.12. The next item I sold, and this was a Chevron car, again from the bedroom. Any of the Chevron cars or M&M dispensers, those are all from the pile, the hoard, whatever you want to call it. Trevor Tow Truck, vintage Chevron cars, 2001 collectible toy car, new in box, $15.29, and shipping was $10.21. The next item was a Chevron Cars Travis tanker, vintage 2005, sold for $26.39, and shipping was $11.79. This might help you guys if you happen to see any of these things at yard sales or an estate sale. You know, if they're still in the packaging, they're going to bring more money. And it's funny because there's an auction that I buy stuff from frequently, and they had some M&M dispensers in the auction this past week. I didn't bid on them. They weren't in boxes, and I already have some that are listed in my store right now, but it wouldn't have been worth it, you know. And I knew that because I've been researching prices and seeing what sells, and you know, the Nutcracker ones, people are watching the ones that I have listed, but no one's bought one yet. And that's what they had in the auction. I was like, nope, not doing it. So, you know, maybe it'll help you guys if you happen to find any of these out in the wild, you know, whether to buy them or not. If you can get them cheap enough, then yeah. If they're the plain M&M dispensers, that's just like the one M&M guy waving or whatever, I wouldn't even bother. But if they're the dispensers that are like a vehicle or an airplane or something like that, and there's more than one M&M guy, the ones that are more, I don't know, more decorative, they have more going on with them, those seem to be the ones that are better priced. You know, better prices, you'll make more money, and people are more interested in those than the plain Jane ones that I've got some listed, nobody's even looking at them. So, you know, just keep that in mind. Let's see, the next one was a Chevron Cars Fuller fire truck. I'm going to use the heat and melted brain as an excuse for me not being able to talk right today. Original box collectible toy fire truck, year 2008, sold for $18.69, and shipping was $11.97. Next one's an M&M's Sweet Wheelin' candy dessert or dispenser, Red's Garage truck, and it's a dispenser with a red truck. Sold for $21.99 and $11 in shipping. Next one is another M&M's candy dispenser, Red's Firehouse fire truck. Oh no, wait. Did I just tell you guys about that one? Red's Garage truck dispenser. Okay, no, this is a fire truck. See, I'm having issues. 2006, this one's a Red's Firehouse fire truck. Sold for $17, and shipping was $9.12. Next is another M&M's Barnstorming Rides Biplane Dispenser, limited edition from 2008, sold for $29.99 and $11.97 in shipping. Next item was an M&M's helicopter dispenser, collectible, new in box, and it worked. I tested it. I don't remember what it did, but it worked. Let's see, they paid $43.99 for that one, and $10.21 in shipping. Next item was, and this is, the next three are going to be Hallmark ornaments, also from one of the bedrooms. Hallmark Keepsake 2020 X-Wing Starfighter on Dagobah ornament, and that was sold for $19.71. And shipping was $7.23. And the next ornament was a Star Wars Luke's Landspeeder, A New Hope, 2009, sold for $16.99, and shipping was $7.23. These are all different people, too. The next one was another Hallmark ornament, 1996, The Vehicles of Star Wars. It was a set of 3 little mini ornaments. Very cute, but anyway, someone paid $11.99 for those and $6.32 in shipping. Next item was an M&M's tin collectible musical Christmas tree, wound it up from the bottom. It was not in the box, and there was no candy with it, nothing. It was from 2017. It played Deck the Halls, and it sold for $9. And shipping was $8.16. My mother's been letting flies in the house. It's driving me nuts. She stands with the back door open. Okay, we're trailing off right now. She opens the back door to talk to the chickens because she lets them out, and they're out roaming around the yard. And she's talking to them. The door's hanging open. Flies are coming in, and she's bitching about the flies. And I'm like, hello, you know, whatever. Anyway, back to the sales. I have stories for days. I tell them usually when I'm riding in the car. I've been trying not to because it can get very negative. But, you know, if I think of an interesting story of something that's happened, it'll be in the next ride with me. Okay, let's see. I talked about the musical Christmas tree. Oh, that was an offer also. The next item I sold, and this was also an offer, was an M&M's Rock and Roll Cafe dispenser. Minor box damage. It did have some damage to the box, and I list that and make sure people understand, because some people buying these things might be collectors, and if they're collecting, they are not going to want a box that has damage. So most of the time, you know, they'll care about that. Anyway, I did mark it down, so it sold for $10 and $13.06 in shipping. And I did get, that was an offer too. I don't know if they offered me or if I offered them, but it was an offer. So, next item I sold was another M&M's dispenser, Santa's Little Elf, limited edition candy dispenser from 2013. It was only 7 inches tall. It was really cute. Anyway, it sold for $11.69, and shipping was $9.52. The next item I sold, we've got some ornaments coming up, quite a few. Hallmark keepsake Star Trek Next Generation Future USS Enterprise from 2007, sold for $12.95, and shipping was $6.93. The next one was a Star Trek 2011 keepsake ornament, Romulan Bird of Prey, and that one sold for $13.76. Shipping was $6.62 for that one. The next one was a USS Enterprise NCC 1701 ornament from 2022, so not that old, this ornament. It was a Star Trek. It had a light feature. Anyway, that one sold for $20.69, and shipping was $7.23. There's more coming. There's more ornaments. I'm sorry. There's so many. This next one was a 2019 Hallmark Star Trek The Motion Picture USS Enterprise NCC 1701 ornament. This one sold for $29.69 for an ornament. So not bad. If you find these, I'll have the pictures up here so you guys can see what they look like. You know, some of them have done really well. I mean, even the ones that are only selling for like $13, that's still good for an ornament, because you know how much ornaments can, if you've sold ornaments before, you know how bad it can be. You know, $3, $2 for an ornament. I'm not here for that. So anyway, $29.69 and $6.45 in shipping for that one. That was a good one. This next one, not bad either, was a Hallmark keepsake Star Trek USS Enterprise Gold Edition 50th anniversary. 2016 was the year this ornament was made. Sold for $19.79, and shipping was $6.07. There's a few more ornaments. I'm sorry. The next one was a 2018 Star Trek USS Discovery. Had the light up magic feature. Sold for $18.90, and shipping was $6.62. The thing with these ornaments, if you find them out in the wild and you buy them, if they're in the box, it's going to make a huge difference. People want the boxes. And if they haven't been used before, or if they have the plastic mold that goes around the ornament, that will make a huge difference too. People are more likely, you know, they don't want something that's just loose, and chances of it getting broken, you know. I've talked to more people in real life, face to face, like at yard sales and the estate sales, brain fart, that they are afraid to buy on eBay because they are afraid things will get broken. And you know, I just tell everybody, look at the feedback, look at the seller's feedback. You know, if they have really good feedback, read the comments, what people are saying. You know, I said you'll be okay. You know, and it's funny how people are afraid because they don't know if they're going to get screwed over, number one, or if stuff's going to get broken. And it's like, no, read the feedback. Just, you know, purchase from someone that has good feedback and seems to have some experience, you know, if they're extra worried. After they get comfortable, then, because I had to start, you know, and it took a while for people to know that, you know, and now I've got this one thing out there that I don't know when it gets there if it's going to be in, you know, that table that the very first thing I talked to you guys that I sold. I don't know if it's going to get there in one piece. I'm very afraid about that, but oh well. Moving on. The next item, another ornament from 2015, Star Trek USS Enterprise, an NCC 1701C ornament. Now, they had different letters at the ends of these ornaments, so I don't know, but this one sold for $26.99. So look at the picture. Maybe make a note if you happen to see these somewhere. Some of them do well, you know. If you can get them for $1 or $2, I'd be snagging them because they do good, you know. And I've got mine on sale. There's others that have sold for more than mine have sold for. Shipping on that was $6.15. Next ornament I sold was a USS Reliant Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan keepsake ornament from 2008. And this one sold for $18 and shipping paid was $7.09. We're almost done. Let's see. The next item I sold, and I mentioned this, and I think my most recent ride with me was a vintage wooden napkin holder with floral fabric curtain sides, and I put Country Cottage at the end because that's kind of the feel that I had from this item. Anyway, it sold for $14.44 and shipping paid was $8.84, and I paid $1 for that at an estate sale. So 14 bucks. I'm good with that. Let's see. The next two items were purchased by the same person, and they sold overnight, so I know I underpriced them, but that's okay. 1996 Opus and Bill Christmas ornament. The first one was Happy Holidays Carlton cards. That was number 56. Sold for $22.10. And shipping paid was $6.45. The next one was another Opus and Bill Christmas ornament, A Brief Message, number 57. That one also sold for $22.10. And shipping paid was $6.45. I gave them a little bit of a refund on their shipping because I shipped the items together. We've only got two more things. Hallmark Ring in the Season 6th and 7th ornaments. They were like jingle bells, and one was from 2020 and the other one was from 2021. I just bundled them together. Sold for $29.99 and shipping was $8.16. So not bad. About $15 for each ornament, but I just put them together because it didn't look like they were huge sellers, but they do sell, but it was kind of meh, you know? Like I wasn't sure, so I just threw them together and they sold pretty quick. It only took a couple days. Last item was a vintage Royal Delft Imari miniature red and blue floral jug. It was 3 1/4 inches tall. I paid 50 cents for this at an estate sale. Sold for $9.50 and shipping was $6.15. I got an offer on it. I almost didn't take it, but she wrote me a nice note, and I looked at her feedback, and it doesn't look like she shops all the time. She's very infrequent, you know, with buying stuff on eBay. So I know she's not going to resell it, whatever, you know. And so I was like, fine. And I only paid $1 for it, so it sold for $9.50. Shipping was $6.15. Okay, so that is it for my sales. My net. Now, this is not eBay's number that they give you, because they give you a number for your sales that includes all the shipping that the buyer paid and the taxes and everything. I ignore that. My net was $773.90. Now, that's to start off with. My cost of goods for the items that I just talked to you guys about, the ones that were mine, was $76. Supplies like boxes and stuff like that, around $27. And then my final net, so after all my expenses, after all my cost of goods, my net for 15 days was $670. I had a very good 2 weeks. This is the second set in a row. I hope I can keep up this momentum because I'm trying to make the money to get out of here and get back to Kentucky or get to Kentucky in November. So, I've been listing I've got all the M&M guys, all the M&M. So that's it for my sales. I guess I should stop there and just tell you guys if that's all you came for, bye. Thanks for watching. I'm going to keep talking for a minute. I've gotten all of the M&M dispensers listed, so those are all in my store now. Whatever's there is all I've got. And now I'm listing the Chevron cars, and I'm probably 75% finished listing those. The ones that I have left that need to be listed are they're not anything fancy. So the good ones that have something interesting about them, they're cute. I never really looked at them. I saw them in her closet and I saw them when she was getting them, but I never really paid attention. If a kid plays with them, if you push down on the car, the eyes move. A lot of them have doors that open, or the trunk opens, or they have a sunroof. They're very cute, and like some of them I'm selling in pairs. Like there's one that's like a kind of a van. I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, it's got a trailer with a boat that's separate. They came separate, but they went together. And so selling those. I've got another one that's like a farm truck with hay and a chicken in the back of the truck. And then there's a wagon or a trailer that I'm selling with that truck that's got a horse in it. And so, stuff like that. And I don't think the prices are crazy. They might make good Christmas gifts for people's kids if they're looking for fun toys, and they're not tiny. They're decent size so kids could drive them around. It's not like Hot Wheels are so small, And I don't know what the age limit is on these. I need to look and see, but I've got them listed under collectibles. I did not list them under toys, and I don't know, with some of the more expensive ones or the ones that are a little bit higher priced, I may list them in 2 categories because that just will get some more exposure for the ones that I think a child might enjoy playing with, or I would have wanted to play with when I was a kid. You know what I mean? So, so there's some of that in there. If people aren't buying them for a collection, they would be fun toys for kids. And I'm going to say it's probably ages 3 and up, but I'm not positive. So I need to read the boxes and get an idea, what age range these trucks and cars are good for, because they really are very cute. And the eyes move, like I said, and they've got moving parts on them, like the doors open, some of them, and the trunk and a sunroof. And, they'd be fun for kids to play with. Anyway, that is it for my solds. I don't think there's anything else I was going to tell you guys about. If you saw the ride with me, skip through that. Don't forget about the coffee. Leave a comment down below if you'd like this coffee. Some of the other sellers who've done or had the coffee said that it was good. So, I don't know anything about Utica coffee, but apparently it's good stuff. So, anyway, if you want that bag of coffee, ground coffee, put coffee in all caps with an exclamation mark down below, and I will draw a name in a week from now. I'm going to put it on my calendar so I don't forget. Anyway, that is it. I hope you guys have a great week. I'm hoping to get this edited and uploaded tonight, and it's Tuesday, so yeah, this should be out by Wednesday. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.